But no, I live like this, for real. Like, that's what got me this watch. That's what got me this life. You get what you give, period.
Fly down to Puerto Rico, take a couple days off, and the business still runs. I'm not needed, and that's the place that you want to get to if you're an entrepreneur.
Tryna see who I am tonight, but I vary. Shit that I learned, you can't learn in no library. You can be a suspect, you can be a ghosty. Still know how to trap work, even if I'm rusty. These are still the hood rules, it's the way it must be.
One of the key things that I do to make sure that I'm constantly progressing on my key goals. I'm very excited for you to see this video. I spent the day with Rob the Bank in Puerto Rico. My buddy Eugene was filming a day in the life video with him. So I tagged along, spent the day with Rob. This guy dropped knowledge the entire time. I've got 15 minutes of it for you right now. I hope you enjoy. If you don't want to see this, fast forward 15 minutes through and you'll get the rest of the vlog. I also dive into a lot of great stuff about how I was able to basically get up and fly to Puerto Rico and not worry about business. Business keeps running. I talk about my systems. But anyway, let's get into it. Si te quieres divertir,
all right, Rob, what do you think about the tipping culture?
Bottom line, you get what you give. And I don't think enough people are bought in on that. You know, all these mindfulness meditations, all this stuff. Tipping 100% on a bill is gonna do more for you in real life than any of that other shit. $250 bill, $250 tip.
That's crazy. Let's see, show it.
$500, $9.85. Plus, if you ever need a reservation or like you want to be treated right, you're good.
That's a pro tip.
But no, I live like this, for real. Like, that's what got me this watch. That's what got me this life. You get what you give, period. And you got to be willing to give way more than you expect to receive. Like, if you're doing it from like a bad place and it's not just habit, it won't come around.
So it comes right back to you.
Abundance
Mindset.
Period.
That's what they call him, Mr. Oliver.
Amen.
If you lost everything, could you make it back?
In a year.
In a year. How would you?
I get to keep the knowledge.
Yeah.
I just see things so much different at 32 years old. You look for the right opportunities, like gold rush opportunities, what I call them. Like, where's all the money being made? Usually, where are all the young, I don't want to call them stupid, but where are all the young, unexperienced kids getting rich? And if you look at TikTok, you go into that with practical business experience, you learn to bring some sort of enterprise value to that world, and you can print. And that's really the game. We live in this beautiful system of capitalism and economic prosperity where business is a vehicle for wealth. And could things go wrong? Yeah, so I wouldn't bet my life on a year, but I bet you, because like where I'm at now, the acceleration, the compounding, I'm just seeing the game so clearly.
I'm sure you're a Rolodex of people that you can just call and like raise money, do something, invest.
It's second to none. Yeah, and honestly, you don't even need to raise money in today's world. That's the beauty of the internet. So I'm on this like Wi-Fi cowboy thing. I actually hate raising money because then you're responsible. You have to answer to other people, right? And I'm one. I want to run and gun. I want to do things my way. I want to fall on my sword if I have to. And like that is the beauty of the internet. I started with Amazon, $3,000. $3,000. Built a $30 million business. TikTok, same thing. My business partner was pumping me up the other day. He goes, Rob's that guy. We started, brand X. I'm not gonna say it on the stream. $100,000, and it's a $50 million business. 2 years later.
So you started with nothing. Mm-hmm. And then at what age did you become a millionaire?
I think on paper I was a millionaire at like 23. It was all in the Genius Brand account. Right. I used to not like take money personally, but or 24. Yeah.
So if you had like, say someone has $1,000 today and they want to turn it into $1 million, what's the fastest way for them to do that in 2025?
In 2025, they're gonna go learn how to do TikTok Shop affiliate content. This is gonna take them a month, maybe 2 months. You join Creators Corner, whatever. I'm not trying to pump anything, but you learn TikTok content, and then you start a brand. And you use that same content to scale the fuck out of your brand, and you can make $1 million in a year.
And you don't even necessarily have to be a creator. In fact, like creators that aren't creators make more money. Regular people can make more money now.
Yeah, 100%. You don't even influencer. Not, like half of these kids don't show their face. Yeah. It's like faceless content, and they're printing. The world's that's what people don't understand. I want people to see the world is changing. Yeah. Like all of it is changing. Influencers are losing steam, right? Like fitness. Who gives a shit about fitness influencers anymore? Yeah. I couldn't tell you a single fitness influencer. That was like the Instagram era. Now it's regular people buying from regular people.
But what skills does this regular person need to have to be successful?
To start?
Yeah.
None. They just got to be fucking relentless. Yeah. And that's the thing. This is not talked about enough. you don't have to be smart. You don't have to be gifted. If you just like don't quit, if you have persistence, because that's what they don't. You know this. Everyone in entrepreneurship knows this. You get knocked down time and time and time, and it doesn't stop. It continues at other levels. That's why you see people get their first exit, start again. They go, yeah, you know what? I'm good. But it's that person just starting out that doesn't realize those are the hardest punches to take. Like, and if you eat those and keep going, you will be successful. You look at almost every story. Like, people have gone through crazy fucking hurdles. There's this unrealistic expectation that you're gonna be a millionaire without having to go through the process of becoming a millionaire. It's painful. It's real. That's reality.
Right. What's something a person can do to not give up? Like, how do they get in that mindset of not giving up and staying motivated? Because it is so easy. Like, you get discouraged, you get 200 views. Like, if this video gets 5 views, I'll be like, oh, but I know I'm gonna keep going because I'm motivated. But
now this is key. This is key. And if you came up with like any sort of street backing, you'll feel this. Go to iTunes or Spotify. I want you to download Futures Never Stop, and I want you to put that shit on repeat. All right, just nonstop, religiously, every single morning. That's my meditation, and that's like kind of funny. But I really do think we can program. We program ourselves. We're more or less computers, and the information we feed to ourselves is what's ultimately going to determine our mindset, our shift. And then if you want to get more like practical on some psychology, there's a thing called CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And they use this to treat depression. Basically, you learn to dissociate with negative thoughts. You apply this same concept, you realize you're not your thoughts, right? Because it happens. Negative shit creeps in. You identify that, detach from it, and move on. Like realize that's not you, it comes and goes, and you use that building like an iron mindset, and next thing you know, you're Elon Musk. I'm not gonna get too crazy, but you think about the pressure those guys handle, right? Or like a Trump or whatever. It's like, what are we complaining about on a day-to-day basis, right? You have to build yourself into that character.
Why do you think so many people just have a hard time getting started, taking that first leap?
Look at the system we're in. We're indoctrinated with fear. We're like terrified of risk in a world where you literally, nothing can go wrong. You're allowed to take risks. You're allowed to do all this stuff. And for whatever reason, like logically, it makes no sense to not try. It makes like no sense. Like, worst case, you get fucking EBT and the government takes care of you. Why are you not trying? I don't understand. But that's the world we're in, because the system we're in, where you're indoctrinated. Like from the beginning, you're taught to be inside the box. And then people who are outside of that are bastardized. Every single time. When you take risks, when you want to go do something new, you are inherently opening yourself up for ridicule, for attack. And that we're humans, we're wired, we want to be accepted. And so you have to be able to go against that. You have to be able to tolerate people talking shit about you. And that's what I want to stand for, like in my brand. Like when I go into music or whatever, that's a huge risk for me. You go, oh, stick to business. No, fuck it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Right? I'm gonna live the life I want to live. And I want other people to see that and realize that they can be whatever they want to be too.
I like that. Yeah, it's also like the people you surround yourself with. If you're surrounded by 5 people that work a 9-to-5 job, you're probably gonna also work a 9-to-5 job.
And you're gonna hear the same bullshit every day, and it's gonna be the same gossip, and it's just people living quiet lives of desperation, numbing themselves to fucking reality.
And I assume the people that are watching this video, they're tired of it. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't. This wouldn't even pop up on their algorithm.
Everyone is tired of it.
You know?
Everyone is fucking tired of it. That's why this content makes sense. And there's the people that go, oh, there's just another guy talking. And then there's people. I've come to realize I'm a reflection of other people. When they look at me and say, wow, that's awesome, I want to be able to do anything, or they go, oh, I got, like haters hate. And they'll live hated lives, like their entire life. It's a spiral. But if you're bought into realizing that literally anything is possible, you become that. And again, I'm just trying to be a symbol of that. I want to be a reflection. It's that whole Kanye thing. If you're a fan of Kanye, you're a fan of yourself, you know?
So there's no get rich quicks, there's no easy way to get rich.
I mean...
Or is there?
No, I take that, bro. With the internet,
it's easier than before.
People are getting richer faster than ever. Like actually, there's abundance fucking everywhere. The system is like set up for you to get rich, period. We are in the master bedroom of the Ecom Trap House. Shooting a whole day in the light.
If you had to start like a new social account, brand new social account, 0 followers, what would you do to grow that right now?
You have to be super disruptive, period. And so are we talking business niche? What are we talking? Just anything?
Let's say, anything. Any kind of niche you're in. Like, it can be your pool cleaning service.
People love to copy what's working.
Yeah.
And there's some truth to that, but I say study what's working and then find a way to break it. And so one of my favorite things to do, like whatever niche you're in, like business, right?
Yeah.
The way I cracked into business was I looked at what all the all the media creators were doing, like people that make cinematic, like filmmakers.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this shit's dope. Everyone in business is just sitting here doing these talking head, like whatever.
Boring, yeah.
I was like, where's the artistry? And so I leaned on those videos. I was like, let me take the cinematic shots, let me take the, wild hooks, and then bring that to business. So bring that same concrete knowledge, like the proven formula, but put that twist on it of what's working well.
Yeah.
And so if I'm looking at something like fashion, like I want to make a fashion page,
right.
I'm looking at what those creators are doing, like what's the formula, right? And it's like, fits or like how to have a expensive fit for cheap or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you blend that with another niche, like maybe something in music or whatever, and bring that together. And that's kind of the disruptive basic formula. But people have to understand that this shit takes work.
True.
So many people look at social media like, oh my God,
We're
this
working
dude's
right
just
now.
picking up his phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the work that'll go into this video is a fucking full multi-day thing. You're
I'm literally gonna be editing this right now and being like hating my life. Yeah.
No, exactly. No, you're loving your life. It's the best life
loving
ever.
it.
It keeps getting better every day.
Yeah.
What a job.
No, it's true.
But at the same time, accepting, because it took me a minute to appreciate just how much work actually goes into this shit.
Yeah.
Right? I used to think too, like I can run all these brands and do this. It wasn't until I accepted that I'm running a media company that I started to see things different. So that'd be my advice to someone who wants to crack the algorithm.
I like that. And what if you're, so I guess what are 3 things that make a thumb-stopping video?
Disruptive hook, esoteric or kind of unique knowledge, like people want to feel like they're learning something new, and then some shareable component, which is, those two kind of go together. I mean, I think really if you crack those 2 pieces with no wasted space, obviously like watch time, maybe add watch time as the third thing, you can disrupt the algorithm. So disruptive, some shareable knowledge, and retention, no wasted time.
Yeah. Do you think like posting consistency, what time you post, all of that stuff matters? Or
No, not really. I mean, I think there's like some truth to some of that. Like maybe if you have a new account or like kind of lean into where your following's at.
I think good, like from what I've seen, like good content is good content. Like
good content's good content.
Like it's gonna break through.
And people are like, oh my God, something's wrong with the algorithm or my account's this. Or, no, your content sucks.
Yeah. Say something like a little clip of like don't stop blaming the algorithm. It's not like
stop blaming the algorithm. Your content fucking sucks. Like period. It's not the algorithm's fault. Make better content.
True.
Like people are going viral every day. It's the problem's you. That's like a metaphor for life, though. How many people just want to accept responsibility for their life?
Life is an algorithm.
Life's an algorithm. Accept responsibility for that shit. Crack it.
All right, I just left Dorado. Really cool experience. Rob, you're the man. I learned so much from this guy. It is really a blessing to be able to meet, certain people, learn from them, hear their stories, hear how they approach business. There's no better way to level up. So I really appreciate it, Eugene. Thank you for bringing me along. This was dope. I'm currently in an Uber. They picked me up in this big thing, and I'm on my way back to the hotel. I need to change real quick, and then I'm gonna meet with one of our customers that we've been selling for, 4 or 5 years. I believe I met him one time in person in a trade show in the US, but it's so important to meet these guys in person, come visit them in their home, home city, hometown, and spend some time with them. So we're gonna hang out with him, or I'm gonna hang out with him right now, and then after that, Martina and I are gonna get to kick it together, and tomorrow we got a full day in Puerto Rico. The camera's coming with me. Let's get it. Good morning from Puerto Rico. It is absolutely beautiful here. Later in this video, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've done in my life and in our business that allow me to just pick up, fly down to Puerto Rico, take a couple days off, and the business still runs. I'm not needed, and that's the place that you want to get to if you're an entrepreneur. You want to be able to have this freedom to do this. So anyway, I'll talk about that later in the video, but for now, I want to talk about my morning routine when I'm on a trip like this. I absolutely love waking up, water, coffee, give me a view like what we're looking at right now. I'm gonna turn the camera around in a minute, and I will actually start working through my emails. I like doing that. It does not take away from the moment for me. It actually allows me to feel progress while I'm sitting here. And the first thing that I do is I go through my emails, and anything that can be read and then cleared, I don't have anything I have to do. I don't need to respond. I don't need to do any action items. I get through those first. So let's say I have 100 emails, that'll take my inbox down to maybe 50. These are just emails that I'm CC'd on. The next thing that I do is I look at the tasks that are phone tasks versus computer tasks. So that's how I categorize things in my head. Is this something I can easily do on my phone, or is this something that would be better suited for sitting down on a computer? If it's a phone task, I'll start working through those and I'll bang them out. So that might take my inbox from 50 down to 25, let's say. Actually, usually more than that, 50 to like 10 or 15. And then what I'm left with are my computer tasks, and that's something that I'll save either for the plane ride home or even just tomorrow when I'm back at the office. I do have my computer here, I could sit out here, but you know, I didn't come down here to work the whole time, I came down here to hang out. So if it's on my phone, it's easy. Computer, a little bit more resistance. But anyway, that's my process that I go through, and I'm always looking at my schedule in terms of multiple days or weeks. And for example, I'm thinking about the time that I have allocated on the plane. How can I position myself now to best take advantage of that time then? So the point of what I'm trying to say is all of these systems and approaches to your work and becoming efficient, these are the micro examples of how you wind up being able to leave wherever you are and go travel and be free. It's you have to be efficient in every area of the business, and this is just one small area, my emails, that I have a system for. So anyway, I need to get back to this. Let's look at the view. Oh my God. So this hotel is pretty cool. It's a little bit older, but it's super nice. Definitely was very nice back in the day, I'm assuming. Great vibe here. We're gonna go explore. You're coming with me.
I don't want you waiting too long. I don't want you waiting too long. She hold me down like gravity.
We on the front page of them blogs. Would you be mad at me if the whole world knew this we was on? It would be tragedy. My niggas be globe trotting like travel teams. You always in my travel dreams. Lace up 2, 3 stripes and I'm gone.
Hello.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Stress me out and cuss me out. I had my fair share when their feelings don't catch me now.
Don't act like I'm average. You want me home. I get you what you want.
We are back in Miami. I actually flew into Miami Tuesday night. I was in Miami Wednesday, and then Thursday, which was yesterday, I flew to Atlanta, Georgia for the day. I had a business meeting there. It was amazing. I'm gonna talk about that either later in this video or possibly in the next video. By the way, a lot of the viewers here are not subscribed, so if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I put out all this content every single week. But anyway, earlier in this video, I said that I would mention some of the things that I've implemented that you can implement so that you can pick up your life and go take a random trip on a Monday and Tuesday to Puerto Rico and have it not impact your business negatively. So many entrepreneurs would not be able to do that because of the way things are structured. I'll be honest, when I thought about the things that I wanted to tell you, I was a little torn because the things that I'm doing now at the level that we're at in our company are probably different than what you'd be doing if you're earlier stages of your business. So I'm gonna break this down in 2 categories. I'm gonna first start with the beginning things that you can do, and then if you're a little bit further along, there's a list of additional things that you can do. So a couple simple things. One, you wanna think about all of the busy work tasks that you're doing and how they can be automated. A good example of that is using Calendly as a way to book meetings. I see so many people still scheduling their own meetings when you can set up Calendly one time and then just give the link to your customers, to your employees, to whoever you're booking meetings with, and let the link work for you. You basically set up the parameters of when you do and don't want meetings to be booked, how long they can be, if you want a gap of time in between. So you want to start thinking about your business in that way. How else can I make decisions up front that save me time on the back end? So things like Calendly are super important. If you're in the beginning stages, you want to look at which of my tasks are computer tasks
versus phone tasks. And if you feel like most of what you need to do is on a computer, then you need to figure out a way to get those tasks over to your phone. So as an example, we found a CRM system, HubSpot, that also has an app that you can use on the phone. So that CRM system made sense to me. I wasn't tied into my computer. If I need to operate it from my phone, I can operate it from my phone. We also use a platform called Monday.com. Monday.com is absolutely incredible for project management, building out forms, tracking things. It's super easy to use. It looks like an Excel document, but it's really fancy. There's automations, all the stuff you can do, and that they also have an app. So that's another example of software that we use to run our business day to day, but I can also do it from my phone. This is super, super key. I'll tell you the one program that I think is the most difficult to do from the phone, which is Microsoft Excel. Like if you're trying to work through an Excel document and do formulas and things like that, I find it to be very difficult. So in that scenario, I've actually utilized an assistant to do any work that I need to do in Excel. So this is kind of getting us into the next steps here, which are, what do you do as you start to grow? First off, if you don't have a virtual assistant at the very least to do all of your admin work and simple things, you need to get a virtual assistant. You can hire somebody for $6 or $7 an hour and you give them SOPs and it will literally guide them in doing all the tasks that you want. If you don't know how to build an SOP, I do have a framework that I can give you. DM me Freedom on Instagram and I'll send you my blueprint on how I delegate tasks and basically free myself from my business. So anyway, building out SOPs is super key. I would use ChatGPT and just say, hey, here's a task that I do. I want to teach it to someone else. Ask me whatever questions you need to know so that we can create an SOP together. And ChatGPT basically becomes your partner and will help you do it. As you start getting further and further along, that's when you want to start really hiring some key people. So I'll talk about what I've done recently that's allowed me to just continue to be wherever I want basically and not have to work day to day if I don't want to. And that's appointing people leadership roles. So up until a couple months ago, my entire sales team was still coming to me, asking me a million questions. I was training them. So the first thing I did was, instead of training all my new salespeople every time we hired, I built out a one-time training course actually, like the things you see on social media people selling all the time. I built out a course. It's obviously free for our employees, and now that's just infinitely scalable because I can give that to as many employees as I need to, and my time's not taken up anymore. So that's the first thing that I did. The second thing is I appointed our VP of sales as a leadership role, and all questions that will come to me now go to him. All one-to-one sales strategy calls that I was having with our sales team now go to him. So that's been a huge help for me. And what that does when you get on the other side of it is now I'm dialed in on building out new systems, new programs, basically the new, just the next level of where I want our company to go. I now get to focus my time on that. So sometimes entrepreneurs want to buy back their time because they want to go travel and not have to work. In my scenario, most of the reason is so that I can then reinvest my time in a new way in my business. So anyway, I feel like I covered a lot there. I'm going to continue to dive into more things that I've done to be able to live like this because I think it's super key. And for whatever reason, I find that a lot of entrepreneurs don't focus on this area, meaning systemizing, delegating, all that good stuff. Again, if you want the blueprint that I have, you can DM me Freedom on Instagram. I don't ask for your email, your phone number, anything. It's just a blueprint and it's really, really helpful. So anyway, we got to get into it today. Personal training. I got to go visit a factory and get lunch with the owner. And oh yeah, your boy's getting a haircut.
That's a good one, Pete. Good one.
101 bitch at 18.
One of the key things that I do to make sure that I'm constantly progressing on my key goals and not getting distracted by all of the noise, which are opportunities, employees asking me questions, Instagram, social media, all this other stuff, is I actually take time to write down what those goals are and do it in a way that'll help me progress towards them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So I actually have a thread on ChatGPT. I went in there, I said, help me keep track of my goals. I want you to categorize them, long-term goals versus one-time projects, and then keep track of it. So over time, I've been adding, for the last couple of weeks, I've been adding in a couple of things. My list is basically complete. So now what I want to do is I want to physically write them down on this board so that every day I come in here, I can turn the board on. I'm going to have each of my top things here, and I see them and it keeps them top of mind. Something as simple as this, where you're putting conscious effort into making sure that you see your goals and projects and whatever it is on a daily basis,
could literally be the difference between achieving them and accomplishing them and not. And so many people get distracted by opportunity. If you've ever seen Alex Hormozi's video, the girl in the red dress, you know what? I'm gonna pop up an image of that video. You gotta watch it on YouTube. It's so good. But anyway, it talks about distraction. So I'm gonna get into this right now and get back to it. All right, so I'm gonna tell you exactly what the top 5 things are that I'm working on right now. Actually, let's go this way. The first one is 3C. This is a new software we're bringing in for all of our sales reps to be able to actually generate the pricing that they use to then put into a quote. The nice thing about it is that my purchasing team, as they get new cost and material updates, they put it into 3C, and then everything constantly stays up to date. So that's really nice. We've been using an Excel document, which is crazy that we're even able to do that with how big we are, but this is definitely the next step that we need, which is 3C. The next one is anomaly detection. This is a custom algorithm that we created. I think I spent about $40,000 on this to integrate with our HubSpot. This will detect any order pattern anomalies that our customers have, and it'll then throw them into an email sequence basically saying, hey, it looks like you buy this item every month. We see that you didn't buy it this month, you know, and then it has a bunch of other wording and copy that we wrote for it. And that's really, really great. This is something our salespeople used to do manually. And then I was thinking, if it's $40,000, that's basically another human, but now it'll do it with no error. So that is the best thing ever. So that I need to get up and running. We're in testing phase right now. Retargeting lost business. We just did a big cleanup of our data in our HubSpot, and we're going back after all the lost business. We're starting with things that we lost due to price. We're gonna see if we can retarget that business, but there's a variety of other categories in there. Super important that you keep track of why you lost your deals. We do keep track of it, but the data was kind of sloppy, so we cleaned it all up. Now we've got something to work with that we can go retarget. The next one is an appointment setter position. This is a position that basically will just constantly call on some of our customers that we don't service as frequently, or new customers. So we've got lists and lists of distributors that could be potential customers. The appointment setter will call them, try to book an appointment for the account executive, and then the account executive will take it from there and do the sales process. So this is a new position that I built out that we're hiring for right now. By the way, I don't know if I'll have somebody hired by the time you see this, but if I don't, you know, just it below or in Instagram, message me if you're interested in this position and we can get you into the process. And then the last one is an incentive program for John. John is a sales assistant for us, and I want to put together an incentive program for him to develop new business with current customers, and then ultimately that'll get passed to the salespeople also. But I want to make sure that the way he gets compensated motivates him to actually go do it. So these are the top 5 things that I'm working on right now. I'm a little bit out of breath. Let's keep it moving.
Shoo! 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 Shoo!